Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me to meet my friend and colleague, Carol Hurst. She's a licensed veterinary technician, a CVPM, and she has so much that she wants to be sharing with us. You may have heard about the buzz of resilience and what does that look like and how do we build resilient teams? And that's precisely what Carol's going to be talking about. How do we bounce back day after day after day and be passionate about our job? So, Carol, tell us some about resilience.
So I became really fascinated with this topic. We do a lot at Vet Support with compassion fatigue and burnout. And, we talk about the symptoms to watch out for, and we talk about, how does it happen? And I became really fascinated with resilience when I started trying to reverse engineer that conversation. Like, well, we know that this happens because we're caregivers. We know that our field is very stressful, but what can we do within ourselves to really help build up that our tolerance, basically? And so
Mhm.
I did some research and I found some key points that we can focus on, and I'm really excited to be able to bring that to the symposium because it's such implementable information, right? You don't want something
Yeah,
that's pie in the sky that's going to be incredibly hard to achieve. So we found some pointers that I think are really going to help out.
good. Well, and that's just it. So the tagline for our symposium is choosing healthy and taking action, because we've been told over and over and over again, these are the symptoms, this is what to expect,
Right.
you're in it, right? You're experiencing that burnout, you're in that compassion fatigue or other types of fatigue, but we are giving the tools for success. And how do we stay in this career longer? How do we build that resilience? How do we integrate
Exactly.
these things into our lives?
Exactly.
So can you just give us one little tidbit, like one little advice in maybe, building that, oh, here we go, that muscle, that
Yes.
resilience muscle?
Yes. So I'll give you a little snippet. So my second session, that first one that talks about kind of building that foundation, I'm co-presenting with Brandon Hess, my colleague, and my second session is on active relaxation. And so I really wanted to dive deeper into that subject because I think that people will look at active relaxation and say, oh, I'm going to go home and flop on the couch and turn on Netflix and binge my favorite TV show. And that is active relaxation, right?
Mm,
But it goes into so much more than that and how much we can control what's happening within our bodies. And so I, I really like bringing that concept and blooming it out. So look
yeah,
out more for active relaxation and how that can really help with some of the physical processes that can happen with stress. So
yeah, because actually surfing on the couch
yeah,
is not always the best, right?
right. Maybe best in the immediate moment, but what does it do for us long term, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So tell us a little bit about your career, because you've been in this longer than most people would anticipate.
Right. Yeah. I graduated, so straight out of high school, I went to LVT school. For better or worse, what do you know as a high school student, right? But I ended up really loving the curriculum and loving the science that goes into, what you learn as a licensed veterinary technician. And I graduated there in 2005, and I hit the ground running, joined a practice that was a one doctor small animal exotic. And I have a deep love for birds, and that practice really introduced me into bird medicine. I also started my leadership career there. In a couple of years, I was put into the hospital supervisor role. And I found that as much as I really loved helping the animals, I also loved the dynamics that went into building a team and making the team successful so the team could then help out the animals. And so I loved leadership. I loved communication and building out a team and training. And I worked there for a few years, and we moved to Houston, where I'm at right now. And I joined a 4 doctor practice that was also small animal and avian exotic. And I learned so much. And I really grew into a leadership career. That's where I got my CVPM in 2017, and I joined the local manager group, and I was very active there. And it's really my work through the local manager group that showed me how much I wanted to help other managers, because it's a
Mm-hmm.
really tough job being a manager. And, if you don't have a
Mm-hmm.
support network, if you don't have the resources that are out there and know where to look, your job can be so much harder. And so I really loved having that opportunity to bring what I knew to other managers. I started consulting probably, let's see, what year is it now?
Time flies.
um, I started consulting the beginning of 2018, just kind of, helping others out and seeing if it was something I really enjoyed doing. I'm so grateful that I had an amazing practice owner that was completely supportive. And
Mm-hmm.
I joined up with Brenda at the beginning of last year. So I've been
Yeah.
consulting for a few years now, a couple years now,
Yeah.
and I really love it. It's everything that I
It
hoped it
is. It's wonderful. So I'm with you with that. That passion for mentoring
would
new leaders within a practice, whether that's a team lead, the practice manager, or sometimes even the owner, especially if
be.
they're new to ownership, and just showing them that there is support, and there, because oftentimes they have their blinders on to a certain degree, but we are able to show them so much more. That's the wonderful piece of coaching and consulting, is offering resources and helping them blossom.
Yes, and seeing that light bulb go off, right, when they
Yeah.
learn a concept.
Yeah. And it's like, really? You want me to succeed? Yeah, we want everybody on your team to succeed. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. So you mentioned vet support. If any of our viewers wanted to find you, how can they find you?
They can email me. It's carol@vetsupport.com. My website, or our website for vet support, is just vetsupport.com, and we have tons of info and resources. And then we're very active on social media. Mine is at the Carol Hurst, and our vet support is at Team Vet Support. So I'd love to hear from you.
Yes. And I have to boast, I love your video that you created for the symposium. So tell me a little bit about the creativity behind the symposium, the video. Um, you did
Yeah.
a fabulous job.
Thank you. So my husband is actually kind of the mastermind behind all the video editing and really, a lot of the creative ideas. But, I had seen those wipe videos, and I thought it would be really cool to do one that kind of introduced the different stages that I've
Mm-hmm.
had throughout my career. And really, of course, anyone has kind of that transition that they go through. But it
Mm-hmm.
was so hard. It was so much harder than you think. Like, I don't have any natural rhythm. And so you've got to kind of tune it to the song, and your arm has to be at a certain angle. And it was so much more complex. And I was really worried that, it wouldn't all come together. But like I said, my husband's brilliant with video editing. So he really was able to put that together and make me look good.
It is. You got everyone who's watching this. We will link that video from her speaker introduction in and around this one, because I'm just so proud of you. I saw that and it just made my heart sing.
Thank you. I'm so glad. I had a lot
Yeah.
of fun with it, and I'm glad that you challenged us to do something a little bit fun. So
Yeah. And let everybody know too that you're a mom.
yeah, I've got a
Yeah.
1-year-old. He
So
is a
people are like,
toddler right
oh
now.
my gosh, she's been in the community for 15 years. She's done all of this stuff. She has a 1-year-old. I mean, we juggle a lot, and
Talk about
we can
resilience.
yes, precisely. Precisely. So is there anything you want to ask me? Any questions about anything?
mm, I don't think so. I'm just super excited that you've been able to put this together, and really looking forward to being able to get our content out there and talk about resilience and talk about active relaxation. And I think it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, good. I do too. I'm so happy that you and other folks within our community have joined together to create this. So let's remind everybody that the symposium is July 10th through the 12th. It'll be here before we know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, early registration for the $50 savings is actually today's the 17th, so 13 days. The savings go through the end of this month. So I know that there's a lot of people still out there that say, Rebecca, I'm going to participate and I'm going to join. Well, now's the time to register. And that's at www.vetteamslivingwell.com. We have to put all of that in there. Carol, thank you again for joining me. I look forward to continue to grow with you through this process, grow our support within veterinary teams living well, and help people have that healthy, integrated life and career.
Thanks so much for having me.
Have a great day, hon.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.